Alright, hello, welcome back to my channel. I am doing Super Mario World and I am talking about, I'm doing like story time kind of things. So today I'm going to tell you about the time I had a mouse in my house. It's not that exciting of a story, but that's what I recorded last time. I'm pretty sure actually that something that I had said in the video before that reminded me of it, but I'm obviously not saying the exact same things this time that I was saying last time because this is my second time recording all of these. If you missed why, I said so in my first video. I recorded everything like for hours and then it turned out that you couldn't hear me, like you couldn't hear my talking at all. And so I'm sorry that I have so much background noise now. I had an empty house before, and now my son is in his bedroom screaming. I went in there and asked him to quiet down so I could record, but that didn't do me a whole heck of a lot of good. So what are you gonna do, right? So anyway, this was in 2008, I want to say. I was living in this tiny little house that was, it's not like country, but we live in like a tiny little town, so practically everything is country. Like it's not uncommon to just see tractors driving down the road, just whatever. So this house was really small, but what is the word for it? Something. I'm really annoyed that I have to do this level, 2 levels again. The house was really small, but like the backyard was really, really big, and there was like fields and stuff. And my husband was an over-the-road truck driver, and all of a sudden one day, like he was gone. He was never home. I think he only came home like once a month, if that. So he was pretty much never there. So I was completely on my own with the 2 kids, and because my youngest wasn't born yet. And there was a mouse in my house one day, and I freaked out because that's what I do. I do not like mice. And my son, oh, that's what reminded me of the mouse story. Is in the owl story. I was talking about my husband saying that there's a mouse in the house because he knows how badly, or that there are mice in the walls. And I genuinely think that he said that because he knows how much they freak me out, and you know, it's a thing that he did. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I don't know why he did that kind of stuff. Intentionally tried to freak me out sometimes. But anyway, so we I see this mouse. And I freak out, and I call my husband, and of course my niece is at my house when this mouse runs out, and so I completely freak out, like jump on a chair screaming like a crazy person, and then I traumatize my poor niece and make her scared of mice, and she's probably still scared of mice to this day because amp spaz. But I called my husband, and freaking out, what do I do? There's a mouse in the house, and he tells me to get mouse traps. So at first I didn't want to get like mean mouse, like I didn't want it in my house, but I also didn't want to be mean to it. So I wanted to get like the kind of mouse traps where you can like catch them inside of it and then like release them, because I thought maybe I could like release this mouse out in the field or whatever. And so I got those, and they did less than nothing. Like they did not do a single thing. The mouse laughed at it like, Lucas, shh. Like it was not a thing. And so my husband was finally like, all right, you have to get the snap trap, or the like the snap clothes or whatever mouse traps. So I did, and I don't remember like if I googled it or what, but somehow I discovered. Are you kidding me with this thing? Somehow I discovered that peanut butter works better for mouse traps. So I put a little bit of peanut butter on it, and I waited until the kids went to bed, and I put the the mousetrap behind my TV because I kept seeing the mouse run that way or whatever. And I wasn't thinking of the fact that, yes, this is probably going to work and it's going to, you know, trap the mouse or whatever. But then someone has to take care of it afterwards. And so I heard it snap and I went to go check, and the whole mouse and the trap were flopping around, and it was horrible and awful, and I'll spare you the details, but I discovered that I do not like that kind of mouse trap at all. But it worked. Got the mouse in my house, and that is my mouse in the house story. And it was not a fun time for me. And I was very, very glad when we moved out of that particular house, because I hadn't had mice in any of the other places that I lived. I'm assuming that place was just because there was like a big field behind it, and it's probably pretty common to have mice. Oh man, I lost Yoshi. But yeah, so it was not a fun time. And then, like, this is gonna sound so stupid, and I'm sorry for like my dumbness or whatever, but I have never like encountered like roaches before. So like in my mind, like roaches were just something you'd see like in a crappy New York City apartment or something, in the movies or like TV shows or whatever. It didn't really cross my mind that they were something that you see like you know what I mean, like around here or whatever. I've never seen a roach in my life, knock on wood. But I was talking to my best friend once, and I had been, like, at the time we were planning on moving to Florida, because before my divorce, originally we were going to sell my house and move to Florida because I'm allergic to the cold, and I was honestly sick and tired of Michigan winters. So I had finally like convinced everybody in my family that moving to Florida was a good plan. And then I was looking up like different places, like cities and stuff that we'd want to live in, and trying to figure out which city seemed the best. And then I started looking up like pests and stuff in Florida, just like to, I guess, prepare myself or whatever. And I want to say that like cockroaches might have been like listed on there or something, and I was talking to my best friend about that, and like how I don't think I could handle life if I ever actually saw like a real life cockroach. And she told me, and she doesn't live far from me, okay? She is only like half a town away, not half a town, like half an hour away is what I meant, not half a town. And she told me that she was at a motel once, and she saw a roach on the wall, and she left. And she also was telling me a story being at somebody's house, like not that far from where I live, and seeing a roach in their house. And I was horrified because it never even crossed my mind that roaches could be like around here. And I feel so stupid because of course they could. Like, why would I think that they couldn't? But it was just genuinely horrifying to me, and I still hate that. Oh, I still hate that I even know that that's a thing that could potentially happen. It freaks me right out. But yeah, so those are my stories of. You know what's ironic about this whole thing? Like, especially the whole mouse thing? When my son was like 3, I literally owned a pet rat. So, yeah. My husband got rid of him while I was at work. Because he didn't like him. But he was my rat. I had him. He was my buddy. And my husband decided he didn't like him, so he was gone at work, and he just got rid of him. That's annoying. But yeah. So, I think it's a very very funny, especially because, like, I'm not sure that I would necessarily be opposed to having, like, a pet mouse. I just don't want one running around my house without my permission. And I know that that's probably weird, but it's true. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Like, I don't want rodents that I didn't invite to my house, I guess. As weird as that probably sounds. Oh no, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so anyway, that's today's story time. It's just the time that there was a mouse in my house, and I definitely did not react calmly. Like, I literally, it was like something out of a movie. I stood up on a chair and screamed my head off like I was some sort of... Why do I keep jumping whenever they shoot those at me? Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to stop this here, and I'll do this castle thing on the next one. Next time, we are going to be talking about my Ancestry and 23andMe DNA results. So that'll be fun. So come back tomorrow and check it out. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that. Follow my socials, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!